And welcome back to Roguecraft here on Music Free Gaming. It's so great to see you here. And I've got a project today that's going to involve that guy right behind me. That's right. That's right. Come over here, pal. Okay, I have never used pal to refer to anybody ever. But this guy right here, oh yeah. Who's going to be a helpful piggy? All right, well, maybe not him. But the plan today is to start laying out, or start, not just lay out, actually build my Piglin bartering farm. And it is going back here. So on stream the other day, spent some time playing with this, and my original plan, you can actually see the droppers I'd laid out back here, was I was going to build the Piglin bartering farm against this back wall, which is fine. It would have been fine there, actually. But this wall, let me go to free cam for a minute. This wall opens up into, well, a view of this floating peninsula. But basically into nothing. Floats over the ocean. Same on this side. But the side where the piglins, where I want to put the piglins, right over here, this just comes right back into this mess right here. So by putting the piglins on this side of the build, it means that I can use this area over here. Oops. Well, one of these things is not like the other. I could use this area. I could open that up. I could put windows. I could put other things. I don't lock myself in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out something that looks sort of like this, right? Inside this purple glass, there's going to be a piglin. And what I'm going to do is set up a little dispenser here. See the way this works, you throw a little gold in. Okay. And then it dispenses. And then the piglin inside this, let me hop in here and I'll show you. Piglin could pick up that gold through the glass. And every time he picks it up, it'll dispense another ingot of gold to him. So it's really simple. And I don't have to worry about setting up any complicated clocks or anything. I just have to let the piglins do their thing. So that's how it's going to work. And they'll be, as I said, I actually went through and did this setup on stream the other day before I realized I don't want this here. But the idea is I'll have hoppers, I'll have a minecart to distribute gold coming through all of the droppers. So that's all going to happen over here. And then I'm going to set up a collection system and storage along that far wall. So that's the plan. So let me go ahead and get started here on this a little bit. And I'll just kind of show you how this is going to work. Okay, so let me explain now the storage system. This is really easy. Actually, it's a collection system. Yes, I've now made a quick and easy way for the piglins to come up here, which, honestly, I'm not going to complain about because I'm going to need them all here in a little bit. But the idea is the piglins are going to stand on these hoppers as I build out their bartering cells. And you can see it through the glass, but I'm going to free cam down just so it's easier to see this aspect. So I've got a hopper chain going all the way down to the far end. But underneath each piglin area, right, they stand on the hoppers, I put a barrel. Now, the barrel is there to collect overflow. So if this does back up a bit, and it might. I'm not 100% sure that hoppers can actually keep up with 21 piglins at full capacity. I've got these barrels to sort of catch up, just to provide a little bit of a buffer, and then things will make their way out here into what will eventually be the item elevator. Okay? And then, of course, the typical hoppers above every other, or hoppers, composters over every other hopper, because I know what words are. Yeah, so again, just for lag reasons, Not that the 21 piglins in these boxes aren't going to cause their own share of lag, I guess, but that's why I built this in the nether, because in the nether, it's not going to bother anybody. So, anyway, so that's the idea. So, the next step is to start building up the cells a little bit and to get enough name tags so that I can start getting these hoglins in place where I need them. Also, tear down that whole mess so I can get all my droppers back. You know, all the basics. Okay, I've got all of the cells in place now, and the gold dispensing systems are all there. I have temporarily removed the middle wall here, right? So you can just walk all the way through, assuming you're not clumsy like me and walk into walls. I do that a lot, actually, just walking into walls. I don't know if it's just a me problem or what. But the idea here is that I'm going to go ahead and close that one off. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe I'll take that one. So the idea is this is how I'm going to pull in the, because I do need a way out. This is how I'm going to pull in the piglins, right? I'm going to sucker them into following me down this walkway. And then once they're sort of in there and trapped, then I can kind of hopefully slip around and stop them. Though I'm probably going to have to block off these middle areas too. So I think I may do that with trapdoors just so I can reach in and stop them. But anyway, that's the idea. Is I'll pull in the piglins, slap a name tag on them, and then they live there forever. Now, obviously, I only have 8 name tags. I have to wait for these guys to recycle their trades, which should be coming up here pretty quick, actually, so that I can buy some more name tags. But we should be getting really, really close. All right, let's see if I can get this guy with the sword and the really fancy pants up into my farm. And I think the way I'm going to do that, take off the hat, because there's nothing piglins hate more than a poorly dressed person. So, you know, they have a strict dress code here. All right. Well, okay. Climbed up the scaffolding too fast. Hi, come on up. That's right, come on up. All right. That's right, follow me. That's right. We're gonna do this right. Come on. All right. All right, he's there. Now, that's not the block I want to put there. I actually want to put that block there, but first guy is now in place. So go ahead and take these out. Oh, and I should, you know, since I want him to last forever, take my hat off or put my hat on. There. We now have our first pig in a bottle. And those are going to come down that way. And all right. Nice. Nice, though I've made a mistake in closing this up. Oh, okay. That's going to be... Hey. That's going to be fun getting out of there, but okay. Okay, that's fine. I'm sure this is going to be perfectly fine. Oh, look. We have another contestant. All right, let's see what we can do about this guy. Okay, step 1, take off the hat. Step 2, run for my life. Run, run, run. Oh, okay, dude's fast. Dude is seriously fast. Okay. Oh, yeah, yep, fast. Okay, get through there. Close that. All right. Now, I'm only slightly dead, but boom. All right. And now he's in, and I'll put the hat back on and eat a carrot. Okay. Nice. So now that I'm not coming past him, I can close that up. Ah, nice. All right, so now I just have to do this Oh, name tag. Now I just have to do this 19 more times. So, that's going to be an adventure. I have to say, I'm not super excited about this adventure, but it has to be done. It does. If I want to have all of these happy little piggies, I'm going to have to just play that game over and over again. All right. All right, little piggies. It's time for round 3. Well, that took forever, but I now have 21 happy piglins. At least I think they're happy. I've silenced them, so they can't tell me otherwise. But at least I've got theoretically happy piglins in jars, just perfect for throwing gold at. So the next step is to get the gold loading mechanism in place so that I can drop gold or perhaps a shulker box full of gold into a chest and have that feed up right up along the top here and into all of these hoppers. So let me get that put together and I'll show you how that's going to happen. Well, I just realized my redstone was broken, which should surprise absolutely no one. So I had these redstone torches under here, right, which worked fine. The problem is having that redstone there sent a signal through the dropper and locked the hopper, so it would not pick up more gold, which sort of defeats the purpose here. So I took the redstone lamps out, or redstone torches, and now throw something on there, and it works great. So it turns out I didn't need the torches there at all. And now, if I hit this lever, there it goes. Now that minecart should chug along just fine. Let me show you the circuit while I'm here. I've got this detector rail, which basically hits this little burn down timer, so that when the minecart comes back, this runs around this way and stops the minecart here for a few seconds, long enough to pick up enough gold to refill all of these hoppers, or all of these droppers, and as it needs to, right? Now you see some of these have 2. It's because there are 21 hoppers, and I put in 1 stack of gold, which should have taken care of things. I would have hoped. Yep, there it is. It's actually, it looks like I only put in half a stack of gold. Okay, cool. I also cannot hit keys on my keyboard, so awesome. Right, so you can see it fills up, and it takes plenty of time. I could perhaps shorten that, but I think that's going to be fast enough. So, awesome. And then I've got a kill switch here that'll just shut this thing down and stop the minecart. So if I'm not actively running gold, I don't have to do anything, which is fabulous. Now, this may not be where this lives permanently. In fact, it probably isn't, because as I was saying before, I kind of want to put a shulker unloader on this. So what I'll probably end up doing is running another redstone line to be able to shut this clock off when I'm ready for it. But in the meantime, I now have a working dispenser. So I can run gold into all of these droppers. Wonderful. What I can't do right now is start the whole process off, because I need to trigger the droppers. So that's the next step, is I need to basically prime the system. Is I need a trigger of some sort that I can hit that will run down this way and just fire off all of these droppers. And I think that's going to be pretty, well, I want to say it's going to be pretty straightforward, but it needs to not get triggered by these pressure plates when the regular clock is going. So that's the next part. Okay, so now the priming system is in place. And basically all I did, just threw some slabs and some repeaters all the way through. So all I have to do is hit this button. If I just hit this button like this, ploppity plop, it, oh, you know, it would work if I actually put redstone in place. That huge help right there. There we go. Connect the button. All right. So now, all I have to do is hit this button, and it will trigger bounce nowhere because it didn't turn to... You know, sometimes I question my skill, and this is definitely one of those days. So remember how I said my redstone was bad? Yeah, it just totally all over the place. So it turns out these torches, super important. And, yeah, these hoppers are just going to be locked. So what I did is I set up a second series of feeder hoppers, which sounds like something from The Little Mermaid. Oh, look, it's a feeder hopper, right? Yeah, that's what that is. So the minecart's going to run across these guys. These guys over here are locked, though I should still throw some composters on top of them. Because what'll happen is this will still feed those. But the trick is you have to prime each of these droppers. So I've got a gold bar or a gold ingot in there. And then what'll happen is go ahead and unlock that, let that go. So the minecart's going to go feed those hoppers, which is great. And should feed them faster than the piglins can get through all the gold, right? At least that's the plan. The trick is you still have to prime this system, right? Because right now, it doesn't matter how much gold is sitting in the minecart that I just sent back that way. Right? It doesn't matter how much gold is sitting in the droppers and the hoppers. Until the first gold ingot drops, there is nothing to make this happen, right? So that's where things are going to get fun. Now I'm hoping, right, because I've got the hoppers over this, that I can send a signal down through that, which I'm fairly certain I can, right? So if I were to come this way, right, we'll just run some redstone right across there. And let me see. Do I have a button? But no, but I do have a lever. Lever will work. So if I hit this, it did not trigger anything. Well, right, because it can't. Right, so these are the problems that I'm dealing with right now, right? In order to trigger those droppers, because they're already on. That's the thing, they're all turned on. I actually have to flip off. Maybe that's the wrong choice of word, flipping off, but that's kind of how I'm feeling today too. You got to turn off all of these redstone torches, and then do it in a way that doesn't get re-triggered by everything. So that's the next step, is how do I trigger all those once and only once without having the something on this pressure plate triggering all of them a second time. Because the last thing I want to do is just start having gold pile up on those pressure plates because things just keep hopping. So that's the next step. That's the next thing I get to figure out. Well, turns out I was overcomplicating things, right? So I had those fun dropper clocks where the dropper would spat out onto a golden pressure plates. Okay, they're all having fun. Nice. Right, triggering all that stuff. Wonderful, except for the fact that I couldn't get to prime correctly. You have to you have to come into the hoppers or droppers. You got to add some gold into it, all that stuff. Right? And that's fine, but I couldn't get that first thing to trigger. Well, then I had a realization. I don't need to do any of that. So let's start. I'm going to preload this hopper minecart with ingots. The piglin, your typical piglin takes about 6 seconds to look at a piece of gold, decide it's awesome, and then do something with it. Okay, cool. Well, it takes this minecart just about 6 seconds to get from here down there. And then another 6 seconds to come back. It's actually a little bit less. Just a little bit. But because it waits down here, it ends up being pretty okay. So let's turn this on. Takes a minute to launch. All right, now it's going to start by loading up, theoretically. Well, I was hoping it would load up all the hoppers, but apparently that's still not a thing. Probably because, yeah, the activator is not happening. So the idea is sound, but I think what I'm going to have to do is put the hoppers... No, it's not going to matter. So what I'm going to have to do is put hoppers here feeding on the side. So basically, this is only going to run down one side. Okay, so it's basically going to come in like this. And I'm going to have a return track swing down and get in there. I think I can do that without... So I was going to say, I think I can do that without too much hassle, except I can't block this. So this is doable. I just need to figure out the right rail layout. Yeah, because basically what's happening is the minecart is hitting the detector rail, which is triggering the dropper just like I want, but I'm not feeding into the hopper like I was hoping. So one more fun little failure here, but this is part of the fun. I like the problem solving. Now, it's taken me like 6 hours longer than it should have, but at least this is a fairly reasonable problem to solve. All right. I think finally, I've said this a lot, but I think I finally have it figured out. I know why the gold wasn't distributing correctly, or at least didn't look like it was. Didn't seem like it was going into the hoppers. And what happened was it wasn't, or it was shooting through that area, coming through these so fast that the piglins couldn't get it. Right? They were just, the gold was going past the piglin, right into the hopper, and then right into this chest. Right? In fact, you could see that happening. Uh-oh. Darn it. I really need to make sure this place is still spawn-proof. Right? So that's what was going on. Now, how did I just kill the... That's not good. I don't know how he managed to warp out of his cell, but that's not good at all. All right, well, let's continue on with the hoping things work correctly, other than that gold's not going through. Yeah, I still might have some issue here with the... Yeah, you can see I'm still getting some gold dropping through. But otherwise, mostly it's working. So every once in a while things drop. And I have no idea how this guy managed to get out. That doesn't... He just managed to glitch through the wall, which sucks. But at least it's this room, and I can get a new piglin in there, I guess. But, geez, monkeys, that stinks. All right. Still, for the most part, this is working. I am getting, some gold is not getting caught. But for the most part, it's doing what it's supposed to. And with these trap doors up here, let me zoom through here real quick. But it looks like all of the drops are now dropping at their feet, which is a good thing. So now I just need to, I guess, get another hoglin, because yeah. All right. Thought I was done with that. That took forever. All right, but at least this is working. I haven't had time to hook up any sort of shulker unloader, hook up any storage beyond this double chest. But you can see all the good stuff that gets dropped, so... Except for the slabs, which I just dropped. But otherwise, this is pretty nice, so... Alright. Cool. Well, let me go get my last guy. I think I'll wait and do that after the video, but this has taken so freaking long that I think I'm going to have to call it here. Might be a little bit of a shorter video, and definitely a redstone disaster. Seriously. I have had many redstone disasters. This was one of them. Seriously. So, be sure to like the video, subscribe, and maybe someday I will actually get good at redstone. But today is not that day. So, until next time, be excellent to each other. This is Music Free Gaming signing off.